Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show. Real talk, big opinions, and fearless conversations. From the front lines of politics to the latest in pop culture. From breaking sports headlines to the stories that move the world. Nothing's off limits, and nobody's holding back. Arrington Gavin is here to break it down, build it up, and keep it all the way real. So turn it up, lean in, and let's get into it. This is the Arrington Gavin Show.
What is happening, family? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day, whether it is politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz. Look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. On today's conversation, so much to discuss. I want to remain discussing a topic that we shared in the past couple of shows. I brought it up on the last program with Cody Connor and Melissa Luxon. They're both they're host of the new podcast called the Dissent Agenda podcast, the Dissent Agenda podcast. And then before that, I brought this up. And that is the crime happening, or the so-called Trump's crackdown on crime in Washington, D.C. And really, he's not just focusing on D.C. He criticized or pointed out other cities like Baltimore, like Chicago. And the interesting, what a lot of stories have been shared, and just another conversations. They're like, it's interesting that he's going after not only blue states or blue cities, but they're led by African-American, they're under African-American leadership, right? And it's like, you don't say. You do have a point there. And it's silly. And in addition to that, it couldn't get any worse. This just in, Donald Trump has announced that he will be hosting the upcoming Kennedy Center Honors, an award show that honors, it's really like a tribute show. It's an honor, it's a show that honors folks in the world of entertainment in so many genres, those who had long spectacular careers, the art of music, the art of acting, the art of directing, the art of theater, the art of, you name it, it's involved, right? And it's a very well-known award program that everybody looks forward to watching. Why? Because it's giving praise to those who came before the ones that we currently see now entertaining in front of our eyes, those who really paved the way, that had wonderful careers. So now this year he announced that he's going to host it, of course, breaking the tradition, because I believe previously they had David Letterman had hosted, Caroline Kennedy had hosted, I'm blanking on a previous face, but there's been folks that had attached to either the Kennedy Center Honors or CBS, because that's the channel that it airs on, at CBS. And so having the current president host is just like, why? Of course, trying to make everything about him. I think it's a massive distraction, for one. And he is he announced that he's hosting it. In addition to that, he shares those that will be receiving this honor, but there have been some notable names that had rejected the honor, and we're going to share who that individual was. For moving on, a popular movie series is back with their sixth installment. We'll share later on in the program what that's about, and so much more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. As always, thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate it. You could be doing so many other things with your precious time, but the fact that you kick back and tune in to what your boy has to discuss, I truly appreciate that. For those who happen to be watching us on YouTube, do me a favor, like, subscribe, share with the friends, share with family. Please, we want to get the word out that the Arrington Gavin Show is the show to tune into. If you want great conversations, if you want no BS, and if you want zero sugarcoating, if you want just flat out, just hey, the same kind of convos you have at a family cookout, that's what we do here on the show. All right, we bring on amazing guests. We speak on current discussions. Hey, it's coming from an independent like myself. We do not hold back. When I see something that's wrong, I'm going to speak on it, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on. You could be a Democrat that tune into this program, and I might say some stuff that might upset you because, hey, you are big on your party. Likewise, the Republican Party. Likewise, the Libertarian Party. Likewise, the Independent Party. Look, I say what I say, and I could care less. All right, but I do so that everybody is well informed. They can really read between the lines because we got a lot of mess going on out here in these streets. I don't know if y'all realize that, not just on a federal level, but it all trickles down, state and local level. And so we're going to discuss that here on the program. So as I mentioned earlier, please subscribe, like the Arrington Gavin Show. In addition to that, you can also stream the Arrington Gavin Show on Goatverse TV. That's right, my friends. Goatverse TV. If you have not downloaded the app yet, please do so. It's available on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, as well as Amazon Fire TV. And we want to appreciate Goatverse TV for bringing the Arrington Gavin Show to their platform. It's a thriving and just so popular, filled with so many amazing programs. So I'm honored to be a part of this growing network. In addition to watching us, right, you can also listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. We're available on all major podcast platforms. In addition to that, you can also tune into the show on the radio airwaves. Shout out to our affiliates. First one in the New Orleans area, WBOK, 12:30 a.m. What New Orleans is talking about. Please do me a favor. Tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 7 p.m. Central Time, only on WBOK Media. And make sure to follow WBOK on all social media platforms as well. In our second affiliate, WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk in the Metro Atlanta region. Please tune into the Arrington Gavin Show weeknights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. All right, family. Look, we're going to do a quick fun fact before we get going with our headlines, and then we're going to take a commercial break. So, because you know the tradition we love to do here on the program. So, today's fun fact: Did you all know that Kellogg's has become the first cereal brand in the U.S. to sign a legally binding agreement to remove toxic dyes? So, Texas Attorney General Ken Baxton announced recently that WK Kellogg Corporation has signed a legally binding assurance of voluntarily compliance, AVC for short, to remove artificial food colorings from its cereal by the end of 2027, making it the first company to commit to such an agreement. The decision follows an investigation by Paxton's office, which found that Kellogg's remove petroleum-based dyes in Canada and Europe, but continue using them in U.S. cereals like Fruit Loops and Apple Jacks, despite marketing them as healthy. That's another conversation right there. How many things, y'all, is marketed as healthy in our society, and we're suckered into believing it and be like, oh, this healthy, this good for us. Yeah, let's buy this right here. Yes, let's buy this right here. And we purchase it, and guess what? It's really not that healthy. I've been suckered in many times. Hell, I think I'm still suckered in right now. These dyes are linked to healthy issues such as hyperactivity, obesity, autoimmune disorders, endocrine problems, and cancer. Paxton's commended Kellogg's for the commitment and urged other companies to follow suit, emphasizing the accountability for despite health claims. Now, look, I think that's awesome. I think that's great news, because I know a lot of folks was giving hell to RFK, which as they should. RFK has said some off the wall stuff, and in my opinion is quite an opportunist, in my opinion. But I'm not saying he's a bad guy. I'm just saying his track record kind of says otherwise. But I remember he had mentioned something about the artificial food coloring, and we've been hearing about that for years. He's not the only one that has mentioned about the artificial dye and food color. I mean, where it's in all the candies and all the certain foods, certain drinks, cocktails you see at restaurants. I mean, it's artificial this, artificial that. If it has the word artificial in it, y'all, most likely we should stay away from it, because it ain't real. It ain't real. It's a chemically made substance. All right, we should not intake that into our system. I say this all the time, friends. We have got to take care of our temple, not just externally, but internally. Do you know how much money, folks, we spend on external appearances and stuff like that? Okay, let's not talk about how much we pay for haircuts, grooming, of any factor, body grooming. What else am I missing? These plastic surgeons out here making this buku money. Come on now, y'all. Come on now. The money we spend a lot of money on just certain cosmetic stuff, and it's crazy. But yet we don't return the favor internally. I don't know about y'all. I want to add more years to my life. I don't want to leave this earth anytime soon. And y'all probably say, well, Arrington, that's a bit hypocritical, because don't you enjoy a good spirit here and there? Absolutely. Okay. Yes, I partake in bourbon. I partake in whiskey. I partake in a drink here, here and there. Not saying, I do it every day. That's one thing. I'm an occasional drinker. I partake, if I'm hanging with friends, or if I just am in the peace of my own home, or if I'm out and about at a gathering. Yes, I do partake. You probably say, well, that's hypocritical. Hey, I ain't say I was perfect. All I'm saying is we have to still continue. I'm not going to indulge that every day on top of with a side order of fried food, with a side order of high sodium, with a side order of X, Y, and Z, with a side of not working out, with a side of give me all the sweets and candies. It's not right, y'all. It's not right. And we have got to continue to take care of ourselves. We have got to take care of ourselves, because I'll be honest, these corporations out here, they're going to continue to take your money. They're going to continue to, because they could care less about your well-being. They care about making profit. All right. So yeah, I do commend Kellogg for doing this. Because why would you, for one, false advertiser saying, oh, this is healthy, but it's not. Come on now, y'all. Come on now. We weren't born yesterday. Y'all know we have to last thing I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna head to a commercial break. We have to read labels, y'all. We have got to read labels. All right. I know a lot of people, and myself included, I will see something, and sometimes they might just leave a little message on the front, or I just look at them like, oh, this looks pretty legit right here. Open it up. Smells pretty decent. Yeah, I'm gonna get this right here. But I don't read the label. Why? Because I'm like, oh, I ain't got time for that, because it's too long. So words that I cannot pronounce. Hey, you gotta do your research, y'all. We Google everything else under the sun, so we gotta do our research and do better, y'all. So that's my 2 cents. Look, we're gonna head to a commercial break. Don't go anywhere, my friends. We'll be right back. You're listening to the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you're listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new Gold Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In GOATs, we trust.
Let me tell you something most people get wrong about suits. A suit isn't just about you wearing it. It's how you show the world who you are. It's your handshake before you say a word, your presence when you step into any room. That's why we design statements at Dapper Luke. We don't just make suits. We'll start with the fabrics that tell your story, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends sourced from the finest mills in Italy, the UK, and India. Then we'll combine that with your vision, your personality, and your style. Every detail is tailored to you, from the fit to the finish. Whether for your wedding, a gala, the boardroom, we specialize in creating custom suits that are unique, just like the men who wear them. We spent years perfecting this craft, apprenticing under designers in New York and showcasing collections in New York and for Baltimore Fashion Week. None of that matters as much as seeing the look on your face when you try on your custom suit. Over 900 clients have already trusted us to deliver the best custom suits. They trust me to deliver the confidence. We proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore and would be honored to bring your vision to life next. Let's create something unforgettable. Book your free consultation today at www.dapperluke.com.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. As I mentioned earlier, I want to continue discussing this. I want to continue to discuss this. It's not even a trend. It's an issue occurring as we speak in DC. So recently, and I'm gonna replay the soundbite of President Trump discussing his new initiative and on cracking down on crime in DC. And hold tight as I bring up that clip for you all, because it's been adding a lot of controversy in the news, because for one, he has brought in the National Guard. Okay, Donald Trump has brought in the National Guard to patrol, in a sense, local cities like DC, Washington DC. In his I guess opinion, and Donald Trump's reason to do so is because crime is horrific in DC. Now, look, I'm not saying DC is the ultimate safest city. I don't think any city in our nation is the safest. It might be safer than one of the others, but it's not the safest. Crime will always exist in our society. As much as I wish it did not, it does. But let me play you this soundbite real quick, and we'll chat about it on the other end.
Announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. This is Liberation Day in D.C., and we're going to take our capital back. We're taking it back. Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control, and you'll be meeting the people that will be directly involved with that. Very good people, but they're tough, and they know what's happening, and they've done it before. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. And you people are victims of it, too. You know, you're reporters, and I understand a lot of you tend to be on the liberal side, but you don't want to get mugged and raped and shot and killed. And you all know people and friends of yours that happened. And so you can be anything you want, but you want to have safety in the streets. You want to be able to leave your apartment or your house where you live and feel safe and go into a store to buy a newspaper or buy something. And you don't have that now. The murder rate in Washington today is higher than that of Bogota, Colombia, Mexico City, some of the places that you hear about as being the worst places on earth, much higher. This is much higher. The number of car thefts has doubled over the past 5 years, and the number of carjackings has more than tripled. Murders in 2023 reached the highest rate probably ever. They say 25 years, but they don't know what that means because it just goes back 25 years. Can't be worse. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged out maniacs and homeless people. And we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it. I'm announcing a historic action.
All righty, y'all. All righty. So let's talk about this here. So, Donald Trump says that the crime is just it's crazy. Do you want to get robbed, shot, rape, this, that, and the other? He's saying it's so bad he has to get he's bringing in the National Guard, and he says they will do their job if need be. My thing is this, and I have close ties with the DC area. I have close family that are residents that are employed. They have jobs in the DC area, in the capital, or in our nation's capital. DC how can I put this? DC is a metropolitan city. And so what I mean by that is you can speak to any police officer. They will most likely say the same thing. Metropolitan cities are always going to have higher crime than your average, any other community, whatever. Why? Because it's big cities. They bring in a lot of attention. They have this, they have that. They have a lot of access. They're always going to have certain crime. Now, when I ask hey, look, would you walk, do you commute in DC by yourself or this and that and the other or at night? Most people will say, well, honestly, I don't walk out in a big city by myself at night in general. You're asking for it. Duh. So, Mr. President, I understand. Look, I don't disagree with you on trying to make a city safer. I do think that there's a different way of doing this because you have law enforcement there. That's what you have a police department for. Now, look, in every city, I'll speak for, for example, my home city. They're always asking, look, please join the police department, join law enforcement. We always can use more bodies. Of course, they want to have as many law enforcement officers as need be because they want to keep it as safe. Sometimes they wish that everybody could be an officer, right? But they don't because they know the risk that it takes to become a person of the law, right? It can be dangerous because if you're, patrolling and it's a crime, this and that, not everybody signs up for that. But there are people that are here and meant to serve the community. Now, our military is doing what they do best, and that's serving the country. The country. Now, does that mean that they have to patrol U.S. Local cities? I mean, in my opinion, I'm like, hey, look, if it's a part of making the country and protecting the country, okay, then. I know a lot of liberal commentators and podcasters have been against that because they're like, okay, why are they they're supposed to be they're supposed to be taking care of the country. They have other things to do rather than doing a local city. When you have if crime is so bad, then add more funding to your police department. Okay, now my question is, will the more funding add more bodies to the force? Because you adding funding to training and resources, this and that and the other, I mean, you can shell so much funds if you want to. Is that going to bring in more people to join the force, right? To build up numbers, right? To eventually outnumber the citizens. Now, one of my biggest issues with this president is the fact that, sir, you just pardoned 1,500 criminals who added harm to that same city you are saying is not so safe, and they committed a crime in broad daylight. Broad daylight. So again, I'm trying to understand here. You are a part of the problem, sir. You are a part of the problem. You only this is all this is, y'all, is a distraction piece And it to me, it for residents of DC, they're like, yo, I'm waiting here. There's a video. There's a video I'm gonna share a little later. And I'll share the video shortly of folks waiting for Ubers by Union State outside of Union Station, and there's freaking tanks that are driving around town. Like it's you literally, sir, are creating a dangerous atmosphere. You're making it unsafe. You make it look unsafe. Like, why would anybody want to be out? Why would anybody want to walk the streets of how? I mean, I know it has to be hard for nightlife in DC now. I know it has to be difficult for them to folks to enjoy themselves. Now, let me give you the crime rate currently right now in DC now. 2024 versus 2023. It says here violent crime dropped 35%, its lowest level in more than 30 years. 30 years, according to the Department of Justice. Homicides fell by 32%, robberies by 39%, armed carjackings by 53%, and assault with dangerous weapons by 27%. So right there and there, that's a drop. Okay. Says here, as of now, violent crime continues to decline, down an additional 26% overall. Homicides are down 10%, and assaults with dangerous weapons down 21%, and robberies down 28%. So, Mr. President, what is this dangerous you're talking about, right? Have you shared this with other cities, specifically red cities? Because you acknowledge DC. He's criticized many times due to crime. Chicago, Baltimore, all led by Democratic leaders, all led by Black individuals. They're blue cities. So he's going after all these blue cities. But what about Little Rock? What about Little Rock, Arkansas? What about some of your red cities? I don't hear you talking about that. Because if that's the case, do it at every single city in that case. If you want to be like that, if you want to be that person. I mean, for crying out loud, there's a clip, and I'll share you this video of a Fox News contributor who spoke out about it. A gentleman who, hey, what he did was wrong. He shouldn't have done it, and he should be locked up for it or receive consequences. The gentleman threw a Subway sandwich at a National Guard, and he got locked up, as he should. Let me go ahead and share you this share this clip with you all of what a Fox News contributor. Her name is Maria Harf. I believe that is her name, Maria Harf. Let me go ahead and share. Yep, excuse me, not Maria, Marie Harf. Let me go ahead and share this clip for you all, and then we'll there we go. Just adjusting my screen. Let me go ahead and share you what she had to say. She made an excellent point, by the way. She made an excellent point. Let me share this with you all.
It is very rich to say we are going to charge the sandwich thrower with a felony. When I was there on January 6th, and all of those people that assaulted police officers got pardoned, not just the nonviolent ones, not just the ones that went into the Capitol, everyone, including the ones that went after police officers, got pardoned. So don't tell me we care, that this administration cares about protecting police officers when they did not care about those on January 6th.
Respectfully, can we just stay?
But they got pardoned. No, those were police officers.
I want to talk about DC for a second.
But that was in DC. That was in DC. Those were DC police officers. Can I just start with? It is very rich to.
And typical folks that bend the knee, because I was on Fox News, and that was the lone Democratic voice, Marie Harf, who she spoke facts, and they could not match it. She thinks she was on a show called Outnumbered. Harris Faulkner and some other folks. She spoke facts. What the man did was stupid. Yes. What the man did was stupid. Yes. He assaulted an officer with a damn sandwich, a sandwich, okay, of probably a $5 foot long. Remember that $5 foot long? And yeah, he gets put under the jail. Yet folks who literally damaged property, assaulted police officers, was chanting out harmful things, hang Mike Pence. Like that's what they were chanting, y'all. The worst of the worst can happen. We all saw it, we witnessed it. Yet they're looked as good Americans, patriots. Now pardon criminals. I mean, you have got to be kidding me. I could not make this up. I can't make this up, y'all. And it continues to worsen. It continues to worsen because they recently showed, and let me see if I can find it. So there is check out this video right here, y'all. And it's no audio to it. So I'll explain what this video is for those who are listening to us. That right there is what I was talking about. That is military convoys outside of DC's Union Station while people wait for their Ubers. Yo, America didn't sign up for this. They did not sign, but well, actually, no. Those who voted, most of America did, because he's the president. They voted him in. That's what you got. What you see is what you get. Okay, what you see is what you get. So I just gave you the stats on DC. DC's crime is dropping. Is there still crime? Yes. I just told you crime is not going anywhere. Sorry to break it to you, y'all. Crime is not going anywhere. Crime will forever be existing in our society. My point is, sir, when you bring in military, when you make an area that folks call their home uncomfortable to even be there. I mean, there was a clip where some guys were sitting out on their porch outside of their apartment, and those armed guards were telling them, you have to be in president's orders. You have to be inside your home. I'm like, what? Like, that doesn't seem like like an enjoyable time in the sake of my own home or my own property. Like it does not make sense. But what does these days, y'all? What does make sense? We'll forever be talking about this issue happening in DC. I'm moving on because it keeps getting worse, y'all. Oh, it keeps getting worse. So Donald Trump has announced that he will be hosting the upcoming Kennedy Center Honors. The Kennedy Center Honors. Here's what he had to say.
I've been asked to host. I said, I'm the president of the United States. Are you fools asking me to do that? Sir, you'll get much higher ratings. I said, I don't care. I'm president of the United States. I won't do it. They said, please. And then Susie Wells said to me, sir, I'd like you to host. I said, okay, Susie, I'll do it. That's the power she's got. But I just, so I have agreed to host. Do you believe what I have to do? And I didn't want to do it, okay? They're going to say he insisted. I did not insist. But I think it will be quite successful, actually. It's been a long time. I used to host the Apprentice finales, and we did rather well with that. So I think we're going to do very well because we have some great honorees, some really great ones. Since 1978, the Kennedy Center Honors have been among the most prestigious awards in the performing arts. I wanted one. I was never able to get one. This year, it's true, actually. I would have taken it if they would have called me. I waited and waited and waited, and I said, the hell with it. I'll become chairman, and I'll give myself an honor. Maybe I'm going to honor, next year we'll honor Trump, okay? This year, the board has selected a truly exceptional class of honorees. I mean, really exceptional.
All right, I don't want to hear his voice too much. Let me X out of that. Oh shoot. So there we go. So my issue, I have a bunch of issues. He's like saying, I didn't want to do this. They're going to say I wanted to, but I didn't want to. I used to host a Celebrity Apprentice, and it was quite successful. The ratings will go through the roof. Ratings not going to go through the roof. Most likely, this will be the most unwatched award show ever. And here's the funny part, y'all. Here's the funny part. So Trump has mentioned who the honorees will be. Honorees, let me check here. You got country music legend George Strait, well deserved. George Strait is very successful, awesome artist, country music artist. Broadway star Michael Crawford. I'm not aware of him. The glam metal band Kiss, well deserved. They've been doing it for so long. They deserve their honor, but they're also a Trump supporters. I mean, I can't speak for the whole entire band. I know for sure Gene Simmons is a supporter of Donald Trump. He was also a former contestant on The Celebrity Apprentice. George Strait, I don't know his political beliefs. Singer Gloria Gaynor, not sure about her. And says in the film acting category, Sylvester Stallone, well deserved. I'm a Sly fan. Sly is a very proud supporter of Donald Trump, him and his brother. So it doesn't surprise me that he's receiving this honor. Stallone is also on Trump's list of special ambassadors to Hollywood. Special ambassadors to Hollywood is pretty interesting. But you know what's really funny? There was a individual that he wanted to honor, and that person rejected receiving it. That's the first that I've ever heard of anybody rejecting a Kennedy Center honor, which I thought was very bold, especially for the actor that I'm about to mention here. It was the one and only Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible Tom Cruise. That Tom Cruise. He rejected receiving the honoree, which in my opinion, I think that was very bold and that was a very good thing to do. Here's why I say. Tom Cruise had the right in the palm of his hand when first the second Top Gun came out. Because to them, Top Gun was like that man's man movie, that pod bros, that conservative, that was an American made film right there. I love Top Gun Maverick. Yo, let me tell you something. Top Gun rejected the Kennedy Center honor. Why do you think that? You think it was because he had something he was doing that day? No, hell no. He knows that it's made into a joke now. It's made into a laughing stock. You got the sitting president as the chairman. He changes the crap up. Now he's hosting because the board said, he will be a great host. I mean, give me a break. Y'all, the amount of now I ain't gonna say this, but the amount of kissing up to this guy is going rampant. It's going rampant. Mr. President, you will bring a lot more bigger, larger ratings. And there's been folks that has tried to push some of those honorees to opt out of receiving it. I know I read something where Ana Navarro, who's a co-host on The View, had reached out to Gloria Gaynor to say, please don't, can you not receive it? Can you just not? And look, the reason why I say it is very bold for an individual like Tom Cruise to, or just him in general, to reject the honors, because the Kennedy Center is really a prestigious lifetime achievement award. It is a once in a lifetime. So many greats. I can't name you how many folks have received it. That is so they deserve the honor. I'll say that. But you don't know, for him to reject now, you don't know if the next event, he doesn't know when his next shot or next opportunity will come. And I guess for him being so successful, he's like, who cares? I've done this, I've done that. An award is just an award. I've received so many past ones. This is nothing I can sustain. But it's just like, it's so bold. And for even for somebody like a Gloria Gaynor, now she's a star. She had a hit song. What was her hit song? Hold on. Let me look that up. Y'all about to clown me saying, "Oh my gosh, Arrington, you're such a millennial." Gloria, what was her star? I will survive. That's right. I will survive. That's right. That's right. That is her song. She hits I will survive. Let me know I have a right. I am what I am and never can say goodbye. Her version was a hit as well. She's 81 years old. You know what? I don't blame. I'm not mad at her for receiving. I'm not mad at any of the honorees, by the way, of receiving it. They're well deserved of that award. This is not folks where I would say, oh, he only chose Trump supporters. Now, I don't know her political beliefs. I don't know George Strait. Two of those individuals or two of those names that I've mentioned, yes. Kiss, like I said, Gene Simmons is a Trump supporter. Sylvester Stallone is a Trump supporter. So I can't, speak on the rest of them. I can just speak on those two. Trump, of course, had made it political because he said, hey, look, the last ones were always woke. And, that's what we wanted to make sure we get the right ones and not the ones that they originally had because they were just too woke. Like, I mean, is that what you're going to do now? Next, you're going to see freaking Ted Nugent receive a Kennedy Center honor. Lord help us all. Lord help us all. All right. But yeah, Tom Cruise rejected the honor. And so personally, I think he's going to receive a lot more, a larger fan base of what he already has. Maybe it'll bring the conversation. Hey, was Tom Cruise, did he not vote for Trump because he is a part of the Hollywood, star list? Is he, is he more on that liberal side? Like it's so many conversations now coming to play, but I'm happy that he rejected now, and I hope that if some other ones decide to opt out, hey, it will be dope. But I think at this level, folks are just saying, hey, look, he's our president, he ain't going nowhere. At this night only, I'll respect the office and I'll receive this award. But it is yeah. And the interesting thing is, when they have a host of the Kennedy Center honors, the host, like Donald Trump most likely will probably talk in the beginning, and that's it. The rest will be, open tributes to everybody else. Now, I'm curious to see how it's gonna be laid out. Is it gonna be a large crowd of people in attendance? Is it gonna be mainly another MAGA rally? like what is it gonna be? Because the who's of Hollywood, right? The majority, the liberal Hollywood. I mean, yeah, I would say more on the liberal side. Of most folks there are most likely on the left. So how is that attendance going to be? I'm curious. The award show will go down December 7th, and will air on CBS. Okay. It will air on CBS. So I will definitely lock in on that special just out of curiosity. And we'll see. I mean, that's a lot of time to make the decision. Hey, do you want to receive it? Do you want to opt out? It'll be interesting. It will be interesting. All right, my friends, look, we're going to take another commercial break. Don't go anywhere, my friends. We'll be back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
Jazarian Learning Institute, LLC, is a hybrid learning center that strives to educate adults and children in all fields. During the day, we offer programs that are focused on developing students from pre-K to 12th grade, which includes tutoring, homeschool co-op, an after-school program, SAT, ACT prep, and many more engaging academic programs. Our adult education programs include workforce trainings, GED prep, life coaching, various seminars, and many more. Our vision is to train and educate in a positive way that will lead to a positive change in the world, one person at a time. For more information, visit us online at JazarianLearningInstitute.com or call us at 757-208-7407.
Every man has a story to tell. Your ambitions, your achievements, your legacy. Your suit should reflect that story, crafted precisely, designed for impact, and tailored exclusively for you. We work with only the finest fabrics, luxurious wools, silk, linen, and blends from world-renowned mills in Italy, the UK, and India. These fabrics are the foundation of custom suits that exude elegance and stand the test of time. But a suit isn't just about fabric, it's about fit, and it's about confidence, and it all starts with you. When you work with me, you'll receive a personalized consultation, whether in person or over Zoom. Together, we'll explore your vision and discuss your needs, and we're gonna bring your ideas to life. My journey as a designer includes apprenticing under New York-based designer Clavon Leonard, showcasing collections at New York Fashion Week, Algeria Fashion Week, and the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. That experience is what we bring to every suit we create, from weddings to corporate events and everything in between. We specialize in crafting one-of-a-kind suits for life's most significant moments. Dapper Luke has been recognized as one of Baltimore's best menswear in 2023, and I was honored to be one of the 10 designers selected for the prestigious Baltimore Met Gala. With over 900 satisfied clients, we proudly serve Virginia Beach and Baltimore, bringing world-class designs to these incredible communities. We don't just make suits, we craft confidence. Your suit will fit your body, your style, and it will tell your story. Book your free online personal consultation today. Visit www.dapperluke.com.
Our risk from injury from a fall or car crash increases as we age. But getting older doesn't have to mean giving up on the activities you love. Take simple steps to avoid injuries, like doing activities that improve strength and balance. Get yearly eye and wellness exams, and talk to your doctor or pharmacist about the medicines you take. Also, tell your doctor if you've fallen or worry about falling. Learn more about aging without injury at cdc.gov/stillgoingstrong.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Next up, I mentioned earlier that there's some good news happening in the world of film. So I don't know if y'all remember the hit comedy spoof, but it was a horror but comedy movie, Scary Movie. So it had just been announced that Scary Movie will be bringing on its not third, not fourth, but its sixth installment. I lost track of how many films there were in the whole catalog of them. So yeah, it is six films. Regina Hall and Anna Faris are back for Screams in Wayans Brothers and Miramax Paramount Scary Movie franchise. Says here the core Scary Movie actresses Regina Hall and Anna Faris are coming back as Brenda and Cindy, respectively, for the Wayans Brothers restart of their early millennium comedy franchise. We can't wait to bring Brenda and Cindy back to life and be reunited with our great friends Keenan, Sean, and Marlon, three men we literally die for, said Hall and Faris. The new Scary Movie is a big reunion, bringing the Wayans Brothers back together for their first time in 18 years, y'all. 18 years to rewrite an all-new original script for the series, co-penning the Miramax production with Rick Alvarez. Scary Movie is prepping for an October shoot in time for a June 12th, 2026 global theater release via Paramount. Now, Miramax has a first look deal with Paramount. Timing is everything in comedy, and new Scary Movie couldn't arrive at a better time in theaters when horror movies have hit saturation this year. The genre is screaming for a pie to be thrown in the face. Now, I personally wouldn't say Scary Movie is a horror movie. It's comedy. It's funny. It's dumb horror, which there's sometimes you can, if you're a horror fanatic like myself, you'll say a lot of horror movies can have a dumb I guess a dumb theme to it, because it's like, why would that fool go in there? Why would that fool do that? Why would they do that? Oh, you did. Like, you're easily, what's happening next in horror films. Now, the near $900 million grossing Scary Movie film franchise was developed by Marlon, Sean, and Keenan Ivory Wayans. The latter wrote and directed the first 2 films and will return to produce the upcoming chapter. Marlon and Sean wrote and starred in the first 2 films. This will be the 6th film in the franchise, with Michael Tides set to direct. Tides is a longtime Wayans collaborator, starting as an assistant on White Chicks. He directed a trio of Wayans films: the satirical horror comedy A Haunted House, and the Netflix hit movies Naked and Sex Tublets. Tides is repped by artists First and Goodman, Godot, Sheckman, Smeckelson, and Christopher. Wow, that's a lot of names right there. Miramax Jonathan Glickman, Alexandria Lowy, and Thomas Sadra are executive producing. Now, the scary movie comedies span 5 movies, in the first being released in 2000, when it was one of the highest grossing R-rated horror movies of all time back in the day. The original also set the box office opening record for an R-rated horror movie at $42.5 million, y'all. $42.5 million. Let's see here. The Independent Artist Group repped Hall next stars in Paul Thomas Anderson's Warner Brothers movies, One Battle After Another, with Leo DiCaprio. And let's see right here. Ferris is repped by, okay. So this is interesting. Wow. And they look the same too, by the way. Anna Faris and Regina Hall, they look like they didn't age a bit, but it's interesting because when I first started watching scary movies, the franchise scary movie, I think I watched like I started with either the second or the third one. At the time, I think it came across on TV and I started watching it. So I remember watching the first one. I have to look. I really have to I might do that later this weekend. I might have to look back and rewatch all of them because I enjoyed it. You know, I go back and say it's a corny horror movie. It's a dumb horror movie that is entertaining. That's highly entertaining. And look, you have a great set of writers and directors in the Wayne family, very successful. They recently had the last project that they put on was Pop's House, that starred Damon Wayans Sr. and Damon Wayans Jr. It was canceled after 1 season. Wish I saw coming. I wish they could have gave them an opportunity to maybe, okay, let's see how we can change it up. We have the opportunity to get renewed for an extended, because it was weird. They gave them the green light and then they got renewed for the to finish the remainder of the season. And then it gets canceled after that first season. I'm like, damn, man, it's just, you want to see them do good. And I think to them, it wasn't that bad because they have so much, they have a large catalog of things. They know how to get back on TV when need be. They know how to create movies and TVs and this and the other. And that's my question I want to ask you all, the listeners and the viewers. Like, when it comes to the Wayans family, do you see them succeeding more in TV or do you see them succeeding more in film? I'll say it again. Do you see the Wayans family, do they succeed? But like, is their best work, is it done on TV or is it done on film? Because if you go back, I mean, you got My Wife and Kids, you got the Wayans brothers, you got In Living Color, you have Marlon, you have Pop's House, Papa's House. That's 5 projects right there. I feel like I'm leaving a lot of other things off. Oh, well, I don't think that was a Wayans. That wasn't a Wayans. I don't think they signed on for that. Damon Wayans Sr., he starred in the Lethal Weapon series, but I don't think Wayans had any pull with that. Now that's 5. That's 5 things. Now, when it comes to films, I mean, the list goes on and on. Like, you have Little Man, White Chicks, Major Payne, I'm gonna get you, sucker. Oh my goodness. I'm looking up right now to give the whole catalog. I said I'm going. Okay. Don't Be a Menace. That's what I'm gonna say. Don't Be a Menace. White Chicks. Little Man. Scary Movie 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, excuse me. Scary Movie 1 and 2. Blank Man. Low Down Dirty Shame. Ooh, that was a good one. Major Pain. I mentioned that. Oh no, I was right. I'm gonna get you, sucker. Dance Flicks. Okay. Mo Money. That was great. The Sixth Man. I don't know if I've seen that one. Sex Tublets. That was a good film. 50 Shades of Black. Okay. Ooh. Now this I didn't know. Norbit. Woo! Norbit is my movie. Norbit is my movie, y'all. Norbit is my movie. They also did the one, The Great White Hype, that starred Samuel Jackson. Above the Rim had Tupac Shakur. Haunted House, The Lady Killers. But Norbit, I did not know they did Norbit. Oh, now that's my film right there. That is my movie. That is my movie. That is my movie. Let me see if let me look back at this one, because I don't. Let me look back at this, because that could be sometimes they can okay, that's what I thought. So let me see here. So yeah, they just brought this film because that's what starred a Wayne, bro, but they didn't have any they did not direct or have any producing credits on that. Okay. I was about to say that was a shocker to me. But yeah, man, that was some they have a great catalog. Look at my time. Looking at my time. They have a great catalog of projects, and well deserved, by the way, because they're all talented. That's like 50,000 of them. I mean, literally, there's so many of them, and all of them are extremely talented. They're either doing acting, stand up, directing. Like, they are one of Hollywood's most prominent families. I mean, you always hear about the Osmonds being popular, in music, and this. The Jacksons. You got to know about the Waynes. The Waynes family is, bar none, one of Hollywood's most prominent families. One of the most successful families, where, again, everybody is talented in their own right. They are. Everybody's talented, y'all. So I'm excited about that. Can't wait to see when that movie comes out. I hope it's gonna be great, because you know with me, when it comes to these adding movies to these franchises and extending these franchises, like, all right, you tried a little hard on it, but hey, it's been a minute since the fifth one is out, and then you're bringing back the original folks from the 1 and 2, that, as far as the directors and behind the scenes, that'll be interesting. All right, my friends. That is my time. As always, thank you so much for staying with us here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Be sure to tune into the program weeknights, available on all major platforms, whether if it's digital and streaming platforms, or on your in your car, on your radio dial. Please tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate it. Don't forget, stay informed, stay blessed, stay safe out there. I'll talk to y'all soon for another great episode. Peace.
That's it for tonight on the Arrington Gavin Show. Thanks for tapping in and keeping the conversation alive. Don't forget, stay connected with us on all platforms. Follow at Arrington Gavin on Instagram, Blue Sky, and X, and subscribe to the official Substack for exclusive takes and deep dives you won't get anywhere else. We're here every weeknight, same time, same energy, same real talk. Until next time, stay bold, stay sharp, and stay true. That's what we do on the Arrington Gavin Show. Peace.